What does the future hold for the next generation of entrepreneurs? To find out, we spoke with graduating students from the University of North Carolina to hear about their hopes, fears, and what we can learn from tomorrow's leaders. First, we wanted to know, what are your plans after graduation?
Definitely see myself starting my own business after graduation and then grow that business into an enterprise.
Being an athlete, I'm really interested in the health and wellness space in general, but specifically really interested in some of these businesses that have been popping up all over the country and how I could fit into some of that.
I actually started a nonprofit when I was 16, teaching high schoolers how to get involved in the social impact sector. I know this is a space I want to go into, whether it be to start my own company or join another amazing startup.
So I actually started my own business almost a year ago. It is essentially a property management business, so I'm managing 2 properties and kind of right now looking to grow that after graduation. I do plan on continuing that and then potentially starting others as well.
Next, we asked about their confidence in today's job market.
Because of most of my work in the nonprofit sector, I am sure that I could get a job that is a full-time gig after graduation. It might not be the job of my dreams, and so I might consider an underemployed job, but I never see myself being unemployed.
I don't necessarily fit into the traditional corporate role. It's not something that I'm used to, just moving up the ladder and kind of being siloed in a specific area.
I'm actually going as an intern to EssilorLuxottica, which is more on the fashion industry. Given my experience in tech, I would be able to help them out in their corporate strategy, in their AI initiatives. So I think that's something which I would be looking into.
My dream was to be an athletic trainer, be in the sports world. Being an athlete myself, I saw what the athletic trainers had to go through and touching feet all day and dealing with gross injuries, and I was like, that's not the route for me. There's no reason why I have to go work a corporate job when I have realized how passionate I am about entrepreneurship.
We wanted to know what their generation's biggest fear or struggle is.
I think the biggest thing is being able to monetize my work. I know I can provide value, but I do have a hard time mentally charging my worth. And the same goes for everything I'm working on in entrepreneurship, to showcase my value to the world, but also be able to truly have the outcomes I want in this work.
My fear is, if I don't learn this now and start now, I won't be able to do it anytime later, because you become more risk averse rather than risk adverse, you know? So being risk adverse is really important. So doing it right now is really imperative for me, and I fear that, I should do it. If not, I'm missing out on a huge opportunity.
As an international student, there's this invisible weight that you carry because you know that the job process, like recruiting for jobs, is intrinsically more complicated. There are a lot more hurdles that you have to overcome. Just being able to find a position that I really like, that I don't have to compromise who I am and what I believe and what I bring to the table just for the sake of getting a job.
Not being at a place that aligns with my values, or not having the flexibility to live kind of a life that I want to. I think the beautiful thing about eventually hopefully being a founder is that you can, if you do things right, you can be able to design a life on your own terms and be able to have the financial success, but also be able to do, for me, that would be being able to live a life that involves a lot of, outside activity, still being, a part-time athlete and enjoying how I spend my days.
It's a little bit hard to have credibility when I'm 23 and I'm someone's landlord and they're like, wait a second, I'm older than you, and how I can grow the business when I don't have a ton of experience. So I think that's the biggest hurdle right now, is just finding how to get that experience without limiting myself and going to work for a corporate job that I will feel stuck in. And so I think that's the biggest thing right now, is networking, to be able to find those people that don't care I'm young and see the drive that I have and are okay with bringing me on to get that experience.
We then asked, what tools or technology are they using today?
The cost to become an entrepreneur is decreasing. Back in the day, to even start a small business, you need to hire a bookkeeper, you need to hire someone for HR, you need to hire someone for all these different segments of your work. But now, with technology, you're able to learn the basis you need to use that technology. As long as you have access to a computer and the internet, you can really make something happen out of nothing.
I think it's critical for young entrepreneurs to be not only investigating new technologies and tools for their specific business, but also using them and playing with them. You have to play with AI to know what it's capable of and what it's not capable of. And if you're not messing with AI enough, you don't have a good idea of what that line is. And if you don't know what that line is, you don't know where AI can help you?
I love technology. I think, especially now with AI, I think for a person who is extremely and intrinsically curious as I am, it really helps a lot of that creative brainstorming, and it teaches you a lot at a very fast speed. So I think technology moving forward is going to be essential. And so I think technology is allowing entrepreneurs to really propel their ideas a lot faster than they would have before.
And finally, we wanted to know, what advice would they give to aspiring entrepreneurs?
At school, you learn about the concepts. You don't really know how to apply those in the real world when it's a little bit more messy. I would encourage any students of business or people who are interested in entrepreneurship, go get live reps. Go work with a company, whether that's consulting, full-time. See what it's like out in the real world, because the textbooks can only take you so far.
You are bigger than whatever that one failure is. You're bigger than your sport, you're bigger than your business. It comes with a lot of failures, and realizing that you're okay after you fail and the world's not ending. It's easier said than done just to be like, oh, you failed, you're like, it's fine. But I think having someone that you trust that can help you with it, and then doing it again and again and realizing that everything's okay.
Not every day is going to be a perfect day. Not every achievement has to be this insane Everest that you climbed, right? You can be happy with the little things every day, and that should be more than enough. And that can bring just as much satisfaction and happiness to your life as a 6, 7, 8-figure job.
If you're able to take that leap of faith, work towards it, and really genuinely relate to that cause which you're working for, I think that creates value, and you will be able to learn a lot through that. But if you're just doing it for the sake of doing it, you would eventually hit a roadblock. And once you hit that roadblock, since you never believed in that idea, you would never come back to this journey altogether. And next time you would be missing out on a huge opportunity.
The best advice is to just start, even when you don't have a plan, don't have it figured out. That leads you down the road of then being able to seek out the mentors who can help you, the people, the right resources. If an idea stays an idea, it'll never get anywhere, no matter how good it is or the plan is. So that's it to me, is just start and then figure it out along the way.
So how do you feel about the state of entrepreneurship? Leave a comment, let us know. And if you want more info on how to start your own journey, check us out at busy.com.